So with every new game, update or patch, I am here testing it all. And you guys know that if there is good stuff to say about something, I do 200% try to find it, bring it up and explain it. But when it's bad, well, I get pissed and I bring up that shit as well. Regards Diablo Immortal, the monetization, it's actually not even listed on why I quit. The game took me by surprise, but would it have everything I needed to stay interested for a long time? Now I have quit Diablo Immortal. Well, quit and quit, I have taken a break after 4 weeks. And to need a break after 4 weeks, it's not a good thing. The game is good, but it's quite shallow, and I'll explain everything in this video. I told you all before the game launched that I don't think this game will last in the long term, and I stated some reasons. And even if the story mode was entertaining, same as the Diablo 3, the grind is, well, boring. It's quite astonishing how games are created today. The details build up that catches your eyes in different ways, but the endgame is just sad. And that would not be an issue if the endgame was just endgame, basically the end, and continue if you like. But the endgame in games today is where the game starts. There is no real reason to linger within the game as a mid-level. It is designed to be played at the endgame, so the major and elaborate gameplay should be present at the end. But it's not. You can say that the endgame is what you make of it, and yeah, I get that. But we need the tools to create the content for us, not just a dead world. Or in this case, a grind with no real improvements. Let me explain. Designing a game today is not easy, and there are many mouths to feed. But I think we can all agree that the core game needs to be in order for a game to develop correctly. You can't just dress up a shit in diamonds and think it's jewelry, or can you? Most mobile games are just that, fake jewelry, made to look good or seem good far away. And the longer you play the game, the closer to unveiling the true game is what we face. It's easy to cry about the monetization, but it's unfair and it's not enough for me to quit a game. But as I run into the frozen landscapes, the scoring heat of the sand dunes and the sticky moist jungle, even the hellish underground where screams in pain resonates within my whole body, I do feel a sense of emptiness. A lack of my personal touch within these 4 years of development. I must say that after a great time with this game, I can see that it's not finished. And the purpose for me to drive on? It's not there. It lacks both the force to feel needed, as well as the willing to explore the characters and the possibilities there is. It is too easy to stay at Paragon 35 and say, yeah, this is enough. The problems. I've always said that the worst part of Diablo 3 was the Rift system. And I'm not talking about the Rift itself, but what the Rift did with the game. It was pretty much the only place to grind, and the legendary drops was endless. I do feel it was too much legendary drops and the enjoyment was never to find them. It was to identify them. But bringing a full inventory of legendaries to Kain, and with one click and a quick swipe through them all, only to salvage the whole bunch, gets old really fast. I felt that the excitement should have been when the legendaries fell to the ground. Like on Diablo II, or Titan's Quest, or Dungeon Quest, or Raziel, or Path of Exile, you get the idea. In Diablo Immortal we did get this, and the rifts are not overshadowing the world farming at all. It's just a place for whales to measure their blowholes, and the legendaries are quite rare to find, which is great. So it took some time to understand what was missing. But what really crushed a big part of this game? Yeah, the legendaries. And more exactly, that once you decided what build to play, all the legendary drops are the same. Because in Diablo Immortal you can move the legendary stats over to another item. And I felt that this idea sounded good, but when you do it, it also transfers the appearance of the item. So now your new shiny items is basically just an item that upgrades your previous item. And if you didn't get to a new tier of farming, then it's just not an upgrade at all. It's nothing. This is one of the biggest issues I felt. I want to make my character look as I feel, or what I feel is nice. But it's apparent that I will only get what Blizzard designed for me. The second part that bothers me is the upgrade caps. You need to level to a different level cap just to be able to upgrade your gear at the blacksmith. This took away all the free grinding. I can't get stronger if I don't have the level. So level comes first and the upgrades comes later, which is okay, and I do get that. But we also have a server level cap. So if you're pushing your levels, you will get penalized for leveling too fast. So the gearing is now a matter of waiting for the server to catch up. This is really bad for free to play. And unless you sell yourself on the streets to afford the resonance, then PvP is dead too. Not that I get that much money doing that anyway, but since I still have to wait for the server to catch up, I would have time to do it several times. Shallow and repetitive content without a bigger goal. The timed events are 3-4 days in between. It doesn't make it better. Good players interaction but no soul. Diablo Immortal is a good game for a short play session, but nothing for the long-term play. It's actually a good mobile game, but it lacks that extra that makes you want to come back. The monetization is bad and we all know this. It's a controlled casino, but it is a mobile game. And for all those who can't resist the temptation to buy a way into happiness, I always feel it's making the game worse. If you can buy your way to the goal, what else is it to do? If only gaming companies would stick to appearances or maybe convenience, that would be a lot better. For new players, Diablo Immortal is an okay game, but if you want something deeper, then you need to look elsewhere. I will still pop in now and then on Diablo Immortal, but it's nothing I would put my time into that I would rather put on EVE Echoes. And I am actually testing another game right now to see if it's good enough to make a video of, and it's in the same style of Diablo, so this is very interesting. But anyway guys, that's what I feel, and I see you guys again.